Hello, children of the internet. It is I, Foggy Senor, and welcome once again to Let's Play Batman Arkham City. Why in the world does it look like this? What is going on right now? What's happened? Oh, that's right. In the previous episode, I finished doing everything there is to do in Arkham City itself. Here's our map. And here's our list of side missions, all completed, case files all closed. Arkham City itself, on the loading screen coming into the game, as I loaded it up here, said that it is, what did it say? Arkham City site secure and ready for shutdown? Something like that. So yeah, we've done everything there is to do, or have we? No. We haven't. We still have a bunch of interview tapes and Arkham City Stories to immerse ourselves in, so I figured, why not? When I loaded into the game here today, pick a different skin for Batman. I've chosen Batman Beyond, because it looks so very, very cool. And since the skin looks so cool, I'm gonna run around and beat people up and sneak up on them wearing this and do some interview tape listening and Arkham City story reading in between that. Just we'll run around and have fun, basically. But we'll also be learning. Let's start with these guys.
Look out! Batman's here!
Oh, come on. Oh, you know what? I should have used X and Y. They keep wanting to pick these stupid things up. It's kind of starting to annoy me now. Stop using those, please. I hate those shields. I hate when I have to think about beating these people up. But, you know, I guess that's the point, ultimately. Well, we've dispatched a group of thugs. I think it's time to start learning things. Where did I stop with the learning? I heard the end of this, right? Let's see here. Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, who else do I want to learn about then? Have I heard all the things I can hear about Joker? These were voicemails. I got all his voicemails. I never listened to these interview tapes, though.
Hello? Anyone in there? No sense of humor. Ah, the strong and silent type, eh? Think you're safe behind that mask? Give me 20 minutes and a can opener, and I'll have you whimpering like a schoolgirl. You might like it.
That's enough, patient. Guard, leave us.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Professor Hugo Strange. And you are...
Two-Face. Catwoman. Batman.
We can play these games as long as you like.
Great. I love games.
Not in my facility, you won't. I'm offering you this opportunity to make a deal. I am fully aware of your condition. The last thing you have is time. But I can make your final days more comfortable.
And in return, I'd be giving you...
I wish to study you. I need to know why you are the way you are.
I don't have long, Doc. You're going to need more than some psycho mumbo-jumbo to get to the bottom of what's wrong with me.
Oh, I have more than that. Much more. So, do we have a deal?
I'm going to assume that, yes, they have a deal. eventually. Let's see. I want to see how this plays out.
How are you feeling today?
You promised me another doctor, Strange.
Maybe you shouldn't have killed the one I sent last week. What made you do it?
Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. Besides, it was worth it to see the look on her face. Hey, you know what? I think I've got a piece of it here in my pocket.
You are trying my patience. That was the third doctor you've killed.
Well, keep on sending them, Doc. I'm trying to break my record.
I think it is time for you to do something for me.
Name it, Doc.
Tell me how you came to be. Explain what made you what you are today. How you come to be sitting across the table from me. Dying.
Is that all? Well, I guess you could say I once had a very bad day.
Really? Go on.
It was a Thursday night. Things had been getting worse. I was 3 days from the bank foreclosing on my home. The chemical plant I work nights at was about to lay off half the workforce. And I was sitting in the hospital, holding the hand of my pregnant wife, wishing to God that she wasn't dead.
That must have been upsetting for you.
Probably was. Back then, though, all I knew was that if I didn't let old man Falcone's men into the plant that night, they'd have killed me too. So here's the thing. I had to decide. Could I live without her? Was there any point going on? I've got to admit it. I was scared. Not of being dead, you understand.
No one would blame you if you were. It is perfectly common.
Do I look common? No, I was scared of the part just before you die, when you don't know what is about to happen, when you're desperately clutching at life and trying to hold on with slippery, blood-covered hands. So I made a decision right there.
And what was that?
That is a story for another day, Strange. I think I may need to see a doctor. Get me one.
Oh, that's not funny. He's gonna kill the doctor. I hope Strange did not bring a doctor. Strange is a smart guy, clearly. Hopefully he realized what the trick was there. It's not even a trick, it's just a stupid joke. I hate you, Joker, you joking weirdo.
You were telling me about the night your wife died.
Oh, no, Hugo. As I recall, I was waiting for you to send me another doctor.
We both know I have sent you 3 more doctors.
Did you?
Yes. One was left dismembered outside the elevator to my office. The other 2 have not been seen since they were sent to you.
How careless. Listen, Doc.
Professor.
Okay, Professor. I'll give you a little more. I just hope you're taking notes. It's the day after, and I'm standing in the freezing rain, just staring at the chemical plant, feeling numb. Jeannie was dead. It didn't seem real. I can remember the day I first met her. Her infectious smile as I told her bad joke after bad joke. How, even after living with the pathetic wretch I was, she still wanted my child. And then they arrived. Reality's way of yanking me another wedgie. Falcone's men told me to cheer up. He said things could be worse. I asked him how. He grabbed me by the collar, pulled me close. He'd been eating garlic, and each word stank as he threatened to perform oral surgery on me with a nail and a brick. Creative guy. They hand me a box. I remember thinking it was heavy. Was it a bomb? A gun? I'd never used a gun before. Were they that heavy?
And what was in the box?
How's that doctor coming along?
I'll get you one.
And when you do, I'll tell you the rest.
I have a feeling that it's gonna be a joke. Let's see. I feel like it's just a joke. He's setting up some stupid punchline.
I have my good days and bad days, but I do try and start each one with a smile.
Are you ready to continue your story?
Yeah, why not? So where was I?
The box.
Ah, yes, the box. So there I was, tearing open this box, expecting the worst. And all it had in it was a crazy red dome and a cloak. I thought they were having a joke with me, but oh no. They made me put it on. They said it was a disguise. It would keep me safe. It smelled like garlic. And that was it, really. I was dressed up like a spaceman, barely able to see, trying to break into the one place in this town that had given me a job. Have you ever tried to walk with an enormous fishbowl on your head? Don't answer that. It's hard. I couldn't see where I was going. I must have tripped one of the alarms. I heard muffled gunfire. I panicked and tried to run. And then I saw him.
Who?
That man.
Really?
Yes, really. Batman tried to hit me. I moved out of the way, but, well, what you need to understand is I had this giant bowl on my head, and I lost my balance. It's like life, really. One minute everything's bad, the next your wife's dead and you're hanging on for dear life, suspended over a tank of experimental chemicals. I'm sure he'd say he tried to save me, but we all know he didn't. I fell. For a second, just as I hit the surface, I thought I may just get away with this.
I assume that wasn't the case.
Do I look like I got away with it?
When do I get to hear more about that? We listened to Two-Face, I do believe. Let's pick a random one here.
Are you enjoying
Oh, that's right.
Not in the...
Yeah, stop that one. He stole his coin and tortured him for 1.5 years. Those were the ones we got to listen to him talk on the phone. Yes, he also tormented poor Jervis here. I remember that one. Yeah, we listened to a good fair deal of these. Let's see, I guess we can listen to these stupid Riddler tapes.
Do not fret, Mr. Mayor. Everything is under control. I promise you.
It's not that I don't trust you, Hugo. It's just the headaches, the pain. They come all the time now.
Continue to take the medication. It is late, Mr. Mayor. You are tired. You need your sleep.
Of course, I need my sleep.
You will hang up now.
I will hang up now.
Imbecile.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
What? How dare you enter my office?
Oh, I'm not in your office. And please don't insult me by attempting to trace this broadcast. You will fail.
I take it I am talking to Mr. Edward Nigma.
Do you know of any other inmate in your twisted little penitentiary who is ingenious enough to arrange this little chat?
Narcissism, a compulsive desire to prove his intellect, and a predilection for riddles.
You've read my file.
Of course.
Good. Then let's get started. How do you attempt to understand what is going on in Arkham City when all of the answers are strange?
Oh man, I'd punch him in the face, even if he wasn't a criminal. If he was just some I got introduced to him at a party.
Good evening, Hugo. I believe it is time for our one-on-one.
No. It is time for you to stop this and give up. My tiger guards will find you, and when that happens, I will perform the procedure on you myself.
Procedure? Oh, you mean what you did to all those poor fools back at the asylum. To be honest, I think you did them a favor.
How
do I know that you requested access to all the most forgettable patients and proceeded to melt their brains with the help of that confused milliner? Or did you mean, how do I know that you have been providing the ex-warden with your own special medication? No doubt intended to render his synapses more malleable to your suggestions. Or maybe you are currently wondering if I know about the secret panel in your closet. How it slides back to reveal what you want most. How you sit, wearing that suit, crying into your hands as you question whether you are really worthy.
What do you want, Mr. Nigma?
Oh, that's easy. I want exactly what you want.
And what's that?
Batman, dead. Humiliated, but dead.
You're not ever gonna get that, stupid ass. Not if you... I don't understand him. I know, I have to prove that I'm smart. I want Batman dead. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up a bunch of riddles and challenges, and I'm gonna lay them all out on a nice grid that Batman can easily understand, and they'll all be something that he can get if he uses the correct gadget in his arsenal.
Knock, knock,
Way to go,
Professor.
guy.
Guess who?
That's a master plan there.
These insipid games, Mr. Nigma. If you wish to speak to me, my guards will escort you safely to my tower.
Please, Hugo. If you're going to set a trap, at least pretend to try harder than that.
No traps, Edward. I simply wish to grant you safe passage through Arkham City. I think the time has come for us to meet as equals.
You, Strange? My equal? I am the man whose cunning will soon have Batman lying at my feet, bloodied and broken.
Really?
Then I will pull off his mask and look into his dull, dying eyes. In that last instant, he will know that I have finally beaten him. And I will finally know who he really is.
My apologies, Edward. I see now we are nowhere near equals.
Finally.
You see, like me, you are obsessed with the Batman. But unlike me, you don't know who he really is, do you?
What?
Ha 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 ha. I hate both of these guys, but in this case I'm on the side of Strange because I like Riddler being off his game.
I know you are lying, Strange. There is no way that you could have figured it out. It's some kind of trick. It must be.
Oh, I use no tricks, no childish puzzles. I simply created a psychological profile of the man most likely to be the Batman, and then matched it against the most logical candidate. I was right, of course.
Well, who is he?
Ah, but that would spoil the game for you, wouldn't it?
You must tell me. I implore you, Strange.
Really, Edward? If I could figure it out, it must be child's play for you.
But I...
Interesting. Tell me, Edward, how is the Riddler like a blank dictionary? You're both at a loss for words.
Oh my goodness, that's the ultimate mic drop right there. I hope the Riddler went home and cried himself to sleep that night. That's the best shit ever. I love it. Okay, let's see. What have we read all about? We read the top row. I remember now. So let's start here. Well, no. Let's not. Let's fly around a little bit, have some fun. We'll get back to our homework in a minute. I'm do my homework later, Mom. Batman Beyond is on.
He's here!
Let's take this gun out of the equation.
Some kind of smoke. He's kicking their ass. Get him!
Oh my gosh, how many fucking people brought... Okay, let's...
Two little bats.
Yeah. I hate these motherfuckers. Alright, let's get this thing going then. Give me your gun. No more guns. I'm gonna...
We'll kill you, bat!
Same for you. No more guns. Take that gun out of the equation. At some point, there won't be any more guns for me to deal with. Nope, you don't get to do whatever you thought you were gonna do, and you... Ah ha 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 ha, stupid idiot. I love this. Assholes coming up on me with guns. Where'd they
Sure, I saw Batman and some
appear
other guy
from?
falling from the tower when it exploded. Who the hell was that other guy?
Let me come over the wall here and tell you about it. His name was... I'm gonna whisper it in your ear while I choke you out. It's not your business. Okay.
He's playing Batman. He ain't dead. He can't be. Not Joker. It's the Bat.
No, it's fucking not. How'd he see me? Okay.
All this is for a crazy TV show. I'm gonna find the person that stuck me in this freezer and kill him.
Why would it all be for a TV show? What if it was for a video game? That'd be fucked up. Let's find out. Let's see. Arkham City story time. Yay. Studying the Bat. Okay. Hugo Strange's obsession with Bruce Wayne and Batman was unbearable. He needed to know every small detail of how this man functioned to understand exactly what made him tick so that he could finally destroy him. Strange manipulated the mayor into allowing squads of Tiger officers to be deployed into Gotham City under the pretense of aiding the police. However, unknown to the people of Gotham, the Tiger Guards had only one target: Batman. Strange knew his men would initially fail, but he studied every defeat meticulously, analyzing the techniques and strategies of his opponent. It would be only a matter of time before he had the necessary data to defeat the Bat. Okay. Well, we know how that worked out for him, so all that work was basically for nothing. Way to go, Strange. Maybe Ra's al Ghul will come back to life and he'll go grab Strange's body and turn him into a Solomon Grundy zombie. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope Strange is dead for good. That'd be fine by me. Mayor Quincy Sharp... Okay, this is open for business. Mayor Quincy Sharp looked proud as he addressed Gotham on the night that Arkham City officially opened for business. As he introduced Hugo Strange to the mass of journalists, he felt sure that the hard work and sacrifices had been worth it. He could hardly believe that he had achieved so much in the 18 months since the events on Arkham Island. As the champagne bottle smashed against the wall, Strange whispered to him that he would soon have Catwoman and Two-Face arrested and brought to his prison. Quincy smiled. With Arkham City's construction complete, he was guaranteed the approval of the city, and with all the supervillains in his custody, their next target would be Batman, the person he blamed for everything. Bane. Bane's story. What the hell was I just reading about? Stupid... I hate Warden Sharp. Mayor Sharp now. I hope he gets deposed, you know, as mayor. I hope he gets exiled from Gotham City. That'd be nice. After this disaster here of Arkham City, we'll have to wait and see. There is more Arkham story to come, but we've got Arkham City stories to read right now. Bane. After being hit by the Batmobile and knocked into the dark waters surrounding Arkham Island, Bane swam to shore but was quickly recaptured and taken back to the asylum. Weakened by his injuries and the experiments performed upon him by Dr. Young, he patiently waited, plotting his revenge. Forced into keeping a low profile as he recovered, Bane searched Arkham City for a suitable location to act as a hideout and found just what he needed in the form of the Crank Toys building. There, surrounded by toys, he waited, recuperating, until the time was right to make his move. Ooh. Well, now he's locked up in there, and he can't get out until the cops come and lock him up somewhere else. Poor Bane. Never catch a break, that guy. Titan on the streets, yes. More about Bane. Having no love for his fellow prisoners in Arkham City, Bane set up and presided over an underground fighting contest where inmates fought in vain for the privilege of trying to take him down. Word of these fights spread throughout Arkham, and the Joker sent Bane a little surprise. As Bane moved in for the kill, the Joker's henchman triggered a Titan injection that ripped through his body, transforming him into a monstrous Titan. Barely surviving the fight, Bane had a new problem. Somehow Titan had found its way into Arkham City, and it was up to him to stop it from falling into the wrong hands. Okay. Well, I feel a little bit bad for him, but not really. All of these criminals are always fighting each other. I guess it doesn't matter much to me. And, man, Bane, that was some bullshit, too. He basically tried to get me to do his dirty work for him, which was just collect Titan, so he could juice himself up even more. I don't feel bad for him. Fuck that guy. Black Mask. Roman Sionis, a.k.a. Black Mask, is the first and only inmate to have escaped from Arkham City. Using explosives stolen from the Penguin, he waited until the Tiger shift change, blasted his way through the containment wall, and went on the run in Gotham City. Furious, Hugo Strange ordered his Tiger operatives onto the streets to focus all their attention on finding Black Mask, who was finally recaptured after a violent siege at the meatpacking plant he owned. Promising that no one else would ever escape again, Strange fitted a series of automated machine guns to the walls of Arkham City, designed to kill anyone else who dared to try. Wow. So I have Black Mask to thank for all of those stupid Riddler trophies I couldn't get. Had to wait until I had the Disruptor power. Close Arkham City, okay? What is this? As Hugo Strange was revealed as the public face of Arkham City, Batman attempted to uncover any information he could about the history of this mysterious figure. Convinced that nothing in Arkham City was what it seemed to be, Batman dug deeper and deeper, but came up blank. It was as if all evidence of Strange had been wiped clean. One thing was certain, however. Strange could not have done this alone. Batman was determined to ensure that the site of his parents' death would not become a monument to Gotham's failure, and dedicated himself to shutting down Arkham City. Yes, and we are now ready to do this so, according to my loading screens. Calendar Man. Julian Day, aka Calendar Man, had been locked in his cell in Arkham Asylum for a full year when he was moved to Arkham City. Unable to celebrate the passing holidays in his own inimitable style, he could do nothing more than just imagine what he would have done if he were free. In Arkham City, he quickly found the Solomon Wayne courthouse and claimed it as his own. Anyone who dared come in was overpowered and taken to a cell, where they remained until the next holiday, when Day would kill them. It was all going well until Two-Face arrived with a small army and took the courthouse for himself, locking Day up in a cell. Calendar Man is such a dumb villain. He's so C-tier compared to villains like Two-Face. Two-Face shows up with a bunch of guys and just shoves him. It's like, I'm not going to kill Calendar Man, I'll just put him downstairs. Clayface, yes. I'd love to learn about his weird, goopy ass. Clayface, Basil Carlo, aka Clayface, used his ability to mimic the exact appearance of anyone to impersonate Quincy Sharp and escape from Arkham Asylum. On the run in Gotham City, Clayface has been forced to constantly change his appearance in order to stay one step ahead of Hugo Strange and his guards. His current whereabouts are unknown. No, they're not. Well, I guess they are. I didn't really understand what happened to him at the end of that fight several episodes back. Let's see. I want to get... Here, let's take out these guys. Hi.
Batman! It's Batman! There's some kind of fight going on over there!
Yeah, and now the fight is over, you wiener. Some kind of fight going on over there. Duh, I'm just gonna stand here and watch before I join it. Off we go. Gonna find more ass to kick.
It's the freaking man!
Yes, sir. And I just slammed your friend into the garbage cans. Oh no! Where'd you come from? You got close. You got up here fast, bro. Hey. Okay, stop. I waited too long. That didn't count as part of the previous combo. Darn. Too bad. Look at the burning... Wonder Tower still burns. That's nice. I like to burn things. And melt things. And watch them burn and melt. Oh lord. Arkham City. Feels sort of empty, doesn't it, without real things to do? Fighting guys is fun. There's another group.
Bruce Wayne got put in Arkham City.
Batman!
Get over here.
Fighting over it!
I like doing that. I like doing those aerial redirects now. Those are pretty fun. No, I didn't want to do that. Knock him down with a batarang. Being frozen and just having to stand there and watch all your friends get beaten up. And then get knocked over and knocked out, basically, by a little piece of metal. What a shitty way to go for that guy. But, you know, it's not my job to care about it. It's my job to make it happen and then move on. I think it's time for a little bit more Bat Computer at this point. I want to learn everything there is to know about everything. The Falcone family. The Falcones are America's oldest surviving crime family. Generation after generation has ruled the underworld with iron fists, preferring to stay away from more colorful supervillain activities. They maintain legitimate business interests, including garbage collection and shipping companies. The current head of the family, Carmine the Roman Falcone, is feared by all, and until recently had the city in his pocket. But something has changed. Quincy Sharp, the newly elected mayor, and a man who should be afraid of him, was not. Carmine's attempts to intimidate Sharp had resulted in his henchmen mysteriously disappearing, and Sharp has struck back with the Tiger Guards closing down Falcone's operations all over the city. Wow, okay. Cracked down on organized crime then, huh? A family business, let's learn more. As Hugo Strange's Tiger Guards' grip on the city tightened, a Falcone family meeting was called. The choice was simple. Stay in Gotham and face arrest and imprisonment in Arkham City, or leave? The younger members of the family argued that the Falcones run from no one, but in the end it was the Romans' decision. The next day, the entire family packed up and left Gotham, heading to the relative safety of Bloodhaven. Okay, so they're hanging out in Bloodhaven now. Next story is one of three, a sick plan. After Batman had stopped him from escaping Arkham Asylum, the Joker sat alone in his padded cell, knowing something was wrong. The first sign was an unusual lump on his shoulder. He felt tainted. Weeks went by, and 10 more unusual lumps appeared. The Titan had done something to him, something bad, something that wasn't funny at all. Okay, we get a little bit of an insight into Joker's thought process. Finding lumps and taints, and lumps on his taint. No, he feels tainted, and he finds lumps. Okay. Got a little confused there. Sick plan 2 of 3. The Joker was dying. He knew it, and soon so would anyone who saw him. The last thing he needed was to appear weak before his rivals. So one day at lunch, the Joker took a spoon and dug out another inmate's eyes, knowing this would get him solitary confinement. He could keep out of sight, at least, until his transfer to Arkham City. The Joker needed an escape plan, and on the night of his transfer, Harley Quinn provided one. Disguised as an Arkham guard, she overpowered the Joker's escorts and stole her puddin' away to a boat waiting on the island's quayside. Okay. She probably doesn't know what quayside means, but I guess she pulled it off and got him out of there. As the boat carrying the twisted pair sped off towards Gotham, it was joined by a second. A secret alarm placed by Batman had alerted him to the Joker's escape, and here he was in the Bat-boat, pursuing the fugitives. There's a Bat-boat? Awesome! This is fucking great. They ignored his orders to stop, so Batman opened fire. As Harley steered the boat to shore, missiles ripped the hull to pieces. What? He shot at the Joker with missiles? They swam, the weakened Joker being pulled through the water by a distraught Harley, desperate to save her puddin'. She pulled the Joker out of the water to safety, somehow avoiding Batman's searchlight. She and the Joker sat there, gasping for breath, when they suddenly realized where they were. Arkham City. Oh no. How lame. Strange goings-on, okay. Working at Arkham Asylum, Professor Hugo Strange used a series of complicated psychological profiling techniques to identify the man behind Batman's mask as Bruce Wayne. Yes, and he used it as leverage to make the Riddler sound like a dumb idiot. Oh, I implore you. Tell me who it is. Shut up. Alright, planning to become both rich and famous, yes, Strange plotted to sell the secret of Batman's identity to the highest bidder. Word spread throughout the criminal underworld that Batman's greatest secret was for sale, but before anyone could act on it, Hugo Strange vanished. Ooh, okay, Hugo Strange's experiments. Will this illuminate anything about that? Now in charge of Arkham City, Strange continues his radical experiments into the workings of the human mind. Yeah, we've got some insight into how he performs those experiments. During processing, Strange personally selects inmates that fit his criteria and has them taken away to his inmate behavioral analysis unit. No one knows what happens to the missing prisoners in that room except Strange himself. Sometimes they emerge lobotomized to roam the streets, but more often they are never heard from again. The room that people go into but don't come out from very much. And if they do, they're lobotomites. Some people believe that Strange brainwashes the missing thugs and turns them into his tiger guards, whereas others believe that he has a deal with the Penguin and hands them to him to use as target practice. That's crazy. That's fucked up. I mean, You know the Penguin doesn't give a shit. He'll just use them for whatever. He just thinks... Hold on, what the hell? Okay. We've got 1 and 2 here. Okay. Gordon versus Sharp, 1 of 2. As the plans for Arkham City became public knowledge, Commissioner Gordon, incensed at not having been consulted over Mayor Sharp's decision, attempted to block construction with a court order. He failed. The commissioner called on Batman and explained that he suspected corruption at the highest levels of Sharp's administration. You think? There's not much else that explains this shit. Gordon versus Sharp, 2 of 2. After losing his case against Mayor Sharp, Gordon was summoned to City Hall. Sharp tried to reason with Gordon, explaining that Arkham City would be something they could both be proud of, but Gordon held his ground. Sharp calmly stated that he understood Gordon's position and expected Gordon to quietly resign. Furious, Gordon stormed out. He might have resigned if he hadn't been talked out of it by Batman. Batman suggested attacking Mayor Sharp and Arkham City with a public campaign, headed not by Gordon, but someone with the money and profile needed to win popular support. Someone like Bruce Wayne. Ah, okay. Starting to see how the opening parts of the game sort of come together. All the intervening time between Asylum and this crazy shit. I am looking for people to fight or take out silently in the night.
This way! He went this way!
He sure did. Why did I not get any, the ability to do... I just wanted to do a combat takedown. Oh well, whatever. I've wasted my disruptor completely now. Here. Some guys. Perfect.
Get it? Why are the phones always ringing?
Knock those guys out with one of those moves. That's pretty great.
I've got him! He's over here!
Yep. Now's the time for a little bit of this. Run around Gotham and take out all the thugs. That's all there's left to do. No, there's not. We still got stuff to learn about in the back computer. Let's finish up this page worth of Arkham City Stories here. Oh Lord. Holding grudges, 1 of 3. 1 of 3, good Lord. Okay, soon after his arrival in Gotham City, the Penguin decided to make an impression on the underworld elite with a gala opening for his nightclub, the Iceberg Lounge. He included the notorious Joker, whose appearance would surely impress the crowd. When the Joker arrived, Harley Quinn on his arm and a dainty flower in his lapel, the Penguin was thrilled. He was hosting the sinister soiree of the century, until a clumsy waitress spilled a drink on the Joker. The laughing Joker aimed his flower, and an acid spray melted the girl's face. Oh no. As alarmed patrons fled the scene, a cold, dark rage at the Joker curled inside Penguin. Great. The Joker eagerly returned to the Iceberg Lounge a few weeks later, but was insulted to find his name was not on the guest list. Willing to overlook this obvious mistake, he shot the doorman on his way in, kicked his feet up at a table, and ordered a glass of warm milk. He was pleased when alongside the milk was a summons to the club's VIP section. Led to a back room, past a tank where Tiny the shark circled. That's the shark's name? Tiny? Alright then. The Joker happily greeted the Penguin, who promptly pushed him out of a door onto the street. The Penguin squawked out that the club had a new no clowns policy before slamming the door. Humiliated his ass. That's nice. After arriving at Arkham City, the Joker and Harley Quinn were eager to explore their new stomping ground. Reflecting that years had passed since the Penguin banned Joker from the club, they sought out the blue neon lights of the Iceberg Lounge. Harley pounded on the door, certain that Cobblepot would let bygones be bygones. The Penguin answered, a hulking guard at his side, and immediately reminded them of his no clowns policy. He just managed to close the door before the acid from Joker's flower shot out at his face. Oh no! Joker and Penguin. They'll never let it rest. They'll never stop, those guys. A killer in the sewers, eh? In order to remove Waylon Jones, aka Killer Croc, from the sewers below Arkham Asylum, Strange ordered a squad of Tiger Guards to lure him out using body parts from deceased inmates. Although this strategy proved unsuccessful, the team was able to subdue Croc when he emerged from the sewers looking for food once the supply of bodies had run out. Yes. We didn't see him. I guess there's a chance. There's an opportunity to see Croc, and it's after you defeat Ra's al Ghul, I think, but before you leave from out from underground or whatever, something like that. I didn't do it, because I didn't realize that it existed and that there was like a limited window to see it. But yeah, we could have caught a glimpse of old Croc. Didn't get to though. That's unfortunate. The Mad Hatter. Let's learn about this weirdo a little bit more. Disgusted at the crimes Jervis Tetch committed in the guise of the Mad Hatter, Quincy Sharp decreed that Tetch should never see the outside world again. How could one psychopath be disgusted by the psychoticness of another psycho? Because Sharp is basically like a schizo too. Jervis Tetch and him are like two peas in a pod. Whatever. I hate Quincy Sharp. Fuck that guy. For months, Tetch was locked in solitary confinement deep in the bowels of Arkham Asylum's maximum security wing. Locked up in the dark without his hats, his tea, and most importantly, his Alice, Tetch's mind crumbled. Professor Hugo Strange became fascinated by Tetch's case, taking particular interest in Tetch's mind control experiments. Strange manipulated security procedures, allowing him full access to Tetch behind the warden's back. Ooh. Uh-oh. Then what? I kinda don't want to know. If Hugo Strange's plans were going to work, he needed a way to control Quincy Sharp. Having worked with Tetch for months, he had refined and perfected a psychoactive compound that would make anyone who ingested it more malleable and open to suggestion. The next day, Strange invited Sharp to join him for tea at his office in the administration building. Yep, we've heard all those audio logs. That was a fun day. Fun day at the audio log factory. The Maroni family, the other Italian crime family operating in Gotham. There's their restaurant in the picture there. The Maroni family has long been at war with their arch-rivals, the Falcones. In a constant game of one-upsmanship, each family has been hurt. Sons and daughters have been killed, businesses have been burnt to the ground, and still it goes on. Determined to win the war once and for all, the Maronis met in their family restaurant and talked into the night. Little did they know that as they talked, they were surrounded by Carmine Falcone's men, who opened fire, killing almost everyone within. With their leadership gone, the surviving Maronis have all been incarcerated in Arkham City. Damn. They've basically been wiped out, that family. Wow. Look at all this shit we still have to read about. Okay. We're going to power through. This is going to be a long episode. But whatever, we're doing it. Maxi Zeus. Not every building in Arkham City was in disrepair before the mega prison was constructed. One operating building was the Gotham City Olympus nightclub, originally owned by Maxi Zeus. Although Maxi disappeared in Arkham Asylum after one too many rounds of electroshock therapy, the club kept running in his absence, leading some to think that Maxi hasn't gone far. Okay. Wonder where he's hanging out. A cold start. When Hugo Strange arranged for Nora Freeze to be moved to Arkham City, her husband Victor Freeze, aka Mr. Freeze, escaped from his refrigerated containment cell to find her. But Strange was waiting for him, and he calmly informed Victor that Nora had been transported for her own safety, and that if Victor wished to see her again, he should move quietly into his new home in Arkham City. To motivate Victor further, Strange promised him full access to laboratory facilities in the old GCPD building, now abandoned within the high security walls of Arkham City, stocked with all the tools required to seek a cure for Nora. Okay. That's the old GCPD building. Gotcha. Mr. Freeze stood alone in his new laboratory. Everything Strange had promised was true. Everything except his frozen wife Nora, who was nowhere to be seen. Furious, Freeze upgraded his suit's weapon systems, arming himself to force Strange to give him back his wife. Waiting until dark, he marched out of the GCPD, only to be ambushed by a squad of Tiger operatives with orders to take him to Professor Strange. Okay. That's probably where those interview tapes picked up. Where we listened to Mr. Freeze. And then we know where he ended up ultimately. Penguin got him. And then we got him. And now he's free with his wife. To do Mr. Freeze shit. Okay, illegal operations. While in residence at Arkham Asylum, Hugo Strange experimented on prisoners as part of the process, leading him to unlocking the workings of the mind in order to control it. In order to cover up his experiments, he arranged for these poor individuals to be lobotomized, locked in the cells, and forgotten. It was during these experiments that Strange perfected his ability to place post-hypnotic suggestions in the minds of his victims, a technique he used to guarantee absolute loyalty from his hand-picked Tiger guards. Okay, so they definitely are under mind control, his guards. After escaping from custody, the Joker released the lunatics and allowed them to roam free across Arkham Island in an attempt to stop Batman. Wait a minute, so the lobotomite, the crazy folk that I fought way back in the day, those were Strange's experiments, huh? That's interesting. Okay. And now we're on 1 of 5, the Cobblepot feud. Finally. At the opening of the Cobblepot Towers, Henry Cobblepot, print magnate turned hotelier, looked at his latest hotel, determined to outclass the also newly opened Grand Wayne Plaza. Desperate to ruin his rival, Judge Solomon Wayne, Henry laughed at reports that the people of Gotham preferred the restrained splendor of the Wayne Hotel to his own locations. He swore that the Cobblepot hotels would be the premier destinations of the world. He was wrong, and it cost him both his fortune and his health. On his deathbed, Henry left the remains of his fortune to his son, Stanley Cobblepot. Stanley vowed to outdo the Wayne family and their empire, now headed by Alan Wayne. Okay. Stanley Cobblepot instigated a very public feud with the Wayne family. As the Wayne business empire extended to include hotels and other public buildings, Stanley was determined to outdo them, pouring more and more money into his fledgling hotel business to the detriment of the newspaper business and his relationship with his son Oswald. As Stanley's businesses crumbled around him, he sent Oswald to school in England. Feeling abandoned and picked on by his peers for his homely appearance, Oswald skipped class after class, preferring the company of the thieves and scoundrels he met on the streets. By the time his father's empire collapsed, Oswald had vanished. Okay. When the council decided to shut down the Pinckney Natural History Museum, they sold this historic structure to the highest bidder. Located in a deteriorating part of the city, many investors passed up the opportunity, but for Oswald Cobblepot, this was exactly what he wanted. He purchased the building and established this as his base of operations, converting the attached theme restaurant, the Iceberg Lounge, into a high-profile nightclub. To the public, the Iceberg Lounge was a reputable establishment, but below the surface was a den of iniquity, a go-to place for illicit and illegal wares. The adjacent museum exhibit halls were repurposed as the Penguin's storage facility, housing everything from his torture room, his weapon cache, and a gladiator pit. Illegal fights to the death occurred nightly, with the victors earning a job on Penguin's crew. Okay. So it wasn't just for me. All that stuff was set up way beforehand. I'm thinking back to when I ran through the museum and punched that stupid little doofus in the face after I fought his giant electric zombie man. Ugh. I don't want to remember those days. I just want to read. The Penguin's operation was run on fear and pain. One night, a guest at the Iceberg Lounge was caught cheating at poker. The Penguin tortured this man in full view of everyone. A friend of the man grabbed a beer bottle, smashed it on a table, and attacked, driving the bottle hard into the Penguin's face. As the Penguin screamed, the attacker and his friend were dragged away to a private torture room. Cobblepot was examined by the finest doctors in Gotham City, but the prognosis was always the same. Removing the bottle could be fatal. Yeah, so he's got a permanent glass. What are those things called? Monocular? Monocle? He's got a permanent monocle. Which looks very stupid. It doesn't make him look classy or cool. That's crazy, though. All that torture and violence going on at the Iceberg Lounge. That's not a place I would be hanging out on a Friday night. When the Penguin received the eminent domain seizure from City Hall, ordering him to vacate the Iceberg Lounge, he replied with a letter telling Mayor Sharp that no one tells Oswald Cobblepot what to do. He'd bought his property legally, and the city could find somewhere else to stick their prison. On the day that the perimeter wall was due to be completed, the GCPD were dispatched with backup from Tiger Guards to forcibly reclaim the building. The Penguin ordered his men to fire at the police, killing 3 veteran officers. With the Penguin's criminal nature no longer in dispute, Mayor Sharp ordered the wall closed, trapping the Penguin and his gang in Arkham City. Well, it's a good thing that that the Batman showed up not too long after that to further resolve that situation. I don't think it was enough just putting all these guys in here.
New era. The Joker's gone.
A new era, huh? Because the Joker's gone? Shut up, guy. I know you weren't the one that said that, but I'm gonna pretend. I just need people to beat up. Here we go.
Screw you.
A nice soft group of thugs.
It's Batman! You're gonna die!
No. You're gonna die in the hospital.
You don't stick.
Damn it. Combo ruined. Anger rising. Damn it! What the hell buttons was I just pressing?
This is gonna hurt.
That sucked. I'm gonna finish you off with a beatdown. I'm pissed. Motherfucker. Okay. What else is going on? Let's get these gunmen.
What was that?
Over here! He's over here!
I don't know why I did it that way, but whatever. That's how it gets done. Fine. Fine by me. More people to kill? Not kill. Batman doesn't kill, obviously. He does this, though. Swoops down from above and puts you down for a nice nap. Oh my goodness, there's just not much to do.
The bat's here!
Shut your butt, shut your butt. You know what? I could go up in the courthouse. We're next to the courthouse, aren't we? Where's the door? Let me in. We'll go see Calendar Man. See what Calendar Man has to say. Oh, and there's a nice big fight, juicy fight waiting for me.
She really did a number on it. But whatever, man. We need a new plan. Assuming none of you have a better idea, I say we hide out here while the rest of them run around in circles over the Joker's untimely passing. I take it by your silence that you don't. Good.
I'm sorry to break it to you fellas, but
It's Batman!
there's not gonna be any plans tonight. Tonight is not a night of plans for you gentlemen. I've got plans.
They wanna run, Bat! This is gonna hurt!
Oh, come on. Okay, I need to get... Just somebody attack me, please. Can I just get a combo started here?
You're gonna die here, Batman!
Damn it! Batman! Get your shit together. Oh my god, okay.
Gonna die!
You're gonna die. I'm gonna fucking make sure of it. What the fuck? Come on, I saw two guys getting ready to attack me. I pressed the counter button twice and ruined my entire fucking combo. Thanks, Batman Arkham City.
Scared?
No, you scared.
I'll kill you, Bat!
What? Come on. Stupid shit. Would you climb up there? Would you? You fucking clown. Okay, I'm gonna pay a quick visit to Calendar Man, see what he has to say, and then we're gonna read the rest of the Arkham City stories.
April, June, and November. All the St. Patrick's Day. Let's hope the river continues to run green, hiding the blood beneath the surface.
I'm hoping the very same.
St. Patrick's Day will be special this year, Batman.
Nope. I won't allow it. I'm leaving. Get away from the creepy creepo. Going back above ground. Okay, I'm gonna hang out in the courthouse. I'm gonna read the rest of the Arkham City stories. This is a nice quiet environment to brush up on my history here. Poisonous Intent. Ready to turn over a new leaf, Pamela Isley rejected her poison ivy persona and opened a small flower shop in the back streets of Gotham. I like that. That's nice. Surrounded by plants, she was content for a while, but society continued to mistreat her babies, and eventually she snapped. A man came to buy flowers for his wife, obviously feeling guilty about having been unfaithful. Pamela smiled and handed over an elaborate bouquet. The plants came to life, rapidly growing onto his screaming face and piercing his skin with toxic thorns. Pamela laughed. Poison ivy was back. Oh boy, alright. That didn't last long. After being given an overdose of Titan by the Joker, Poison Ivy was left to die in her airtight cell by Warden Sharp, who blamed her for the mass destruction of Arkham Island. As her health declined, she prayed for salvation. It came in the form of a priest, who was unknowingly covered in pollen from the trees near his church. As he performed the last rites, Ivy manipulated the pollen into an antidote that worked in harmony with the unique natural toxins in her blood, and, to the amazement of the priest, she began a full recovery. Furious, Warden Sharp locked her in a biological containment unit and arranged for her to be one of the first criminals sent to Arkham City. One of the first and one of the most. She's definitely one of the most criminal. She's also very unique in how they have to handle her. They gotta put her in biological containment units. Shit like that. Election time. Quincy Sharp claimed to have been instrumental in stopping the riot at Arkham Asylum, stirring a tide of public admiration. Throughout his mayoral campaign, Sharp repeatedly told voters that he would never allow their safety to be threatened by criminal scum. His victory was assured when he announced that he would create a new high-security prison that would forever separate the good people of Gotham City from the bad. Once elected, his first move was to put the relatively unknown psychiatrist, Professor Hugo Strange, in charge of the whole facility. Okay. I did not learn much here that I didn't already know. In fact, I don't think I learned anything. Now this is something I definitely don't know about. The rat catcher. Otis Flanagan, aka the Rat Catcher, looked out through the cellar window on the opening day of Arkham City. He had kept out of trouble so far, but he would need a plan to survive. Arkham City claimed to be escape-proof, and the Penguin had the illicit goods market sewn up so Ratcatcher would sell small comforts. Fine soap, breath mints, extra buttons. He sent his rats out to collect such items from the outside world. It worked. Business was brisk, and he felt safe, until the Penguin came looking for his rival vendor. Flanagan was dragged screaming through the streets of Arkham City, followed by a trail of rats into the museum and never to be seen again. What? He's dead? Did he get dead? I hope not. I'd like to fight the rat catcher at some point down the line. A new Robin. Richard Dick Grayson was the youngest in a family of acrobats known as the Flying Graysons. Their death-defying act was all that kept the circus where they performed in business. As the people of Gotham clamored for tickets to the show, the mob came looking for their cut. After the circus owner refused them, mobsters killed Dick's parents during a packed performance attended by Bruce Wayne. Wanting to protect the devastated orphan, Bruce took Dick under his wing and became his legal guardian, eventually entrusting the boy with his greatest secret. Desperate to help his friend and mentor, Dick trained hard to become Robin, patrolling Gotham at Batman's side. Now an adult, Dick fights crime on his own as the vigilante called Nightwing. Okay. Alright. Scarecrow. Oh, yes. No one has seen Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow, since he was attacked by Killer Croc in the sewers below Arkham Asylum. Some say he escaped certain death by dragging what was left of himself onto a Titan container and floating out to sea, while others believe he was eaten by Croc. Undeterred, Batman has spent months searching for Crane, refusing to believe that he is dead. If Crane is out there, plotting his revenge on Batman, then Batman knows Gotham will never truly be safe. Yeah, I'd say I agree. That Penguin, Scarecrow, other stupid thing that villain is patterned after. Buried on a Sunday. Who could this be about? On a dark and stormy night in the late 19th century, a merchant named Cyrus Gold was murdered and dumped in the swamps near the emerging Gotham City. As the body sunk into the pit, it was exposed to an unusual chemical in the swamp, which miraculously reanimated the merchant. He set out wandering the streets of old Gotham, unable to remember his name and only able to recite the nursery rhyme, Solomon Grundy. Seemingly able to cheat death, the undead man, now called Solomon Grundy, was captured and ruthlessly experimented on. Determined to discover what had brought Grundy back to life, it became apparent that the creature was now immortal due to a combination of the swamp chemicals and the storm that raged on the night of his death. Okay. Storms and swamp chemicals. Gotcha. As the army moved through the condemned Wonder City searching for stragglers, no one expected what lay in Ra's al Ghul's private medical laboratory. For months, Solomon Grundy had been exposed to the Lazarus chemical and then repeatedly electrocuted. He had died dozens of times, but each time he was brought back for more. While the soldiers debated what he even was, Grundy revived again and killed everyone nearby. Mentally broken by his ordeal, he waited at the lab for the doctors to return and murder him again. Pfft, what? How the hell did he end up in Penguin's pit? Under the museum? That's what I'd like to know. Talia's guard. Even though she is a fearsome warrior in her own right, as Ra's al Ghul's daughter, Talia is always shadowed by a secretive order of highly trained female protectors, known as the Elite Guard. Each individual guard is chosen generations in advance and trained from birth to be the best of the best, easily capable of holding her own against 100 men. Okay. They couldn't hold their own against me. Those were the ladies I was fighting when I was in Wonder City, right? I beat their asses. Made them look stupid. Okay, brokering deals. Sherman Fine, aka the Broker, has carved out a lucrative business in Gotham City by being the go-to guy to purchase property. Mainly hired by the criminal underclass, Sherman will find and arrange all the necessary paperwork to ensure that the deal will go untraced while providing exactly what the client needs. In the past, he has purchased rooms on behalf of the Great White Shark, Mr. Zsasz, and the Joker. When planning his revenge on Batman, the Riddler took advantage of the broker's services to secure the buildings that would later house his challenges. Okay. Learned a little bit about, how Zsasz and Riddler got their shit set up. Scarface. Let's learn about the puppet. The original Scarface puppet was carved from the old gallows tree at Blackgate Prison and eventually fell into the hands of the meek Arnold Wesker, who disappointed his mafia family by showing more interest in ventriloquism than gunplay. Scarface became an unlikely mob boss in Wesker's hands until Wesker was was locked up in Arkham Asylum with his precious puppet. Forced to improvise, he scrounged up material. Why can I not read right now? He scrounged up materials for a new Scarface, one left mute upon Wesker's departure from the asylum. When the Joker took over Arkham, he discovered Scarface in lockup and took a liking to the puppet. Scarface quickly received a garish repaint and a new voice, complete with a demented laugh and a new twisted sense of humor. Okay. Weird. Then what? When Batman shut down the Joker's riot at Arkham Asylum, it seemed the relationship between the newly demented Scarface puppet and the Clown Prince had ended. Until one of the Joker's old henchmen, Muggsy Binks, showed up at the steel mill in Arkham City. He'd rescued Scarface from the old asylum, knowing it would buy him favor with Joker. And Muggsy was skillful enough to make a dozen more copies, freeing the Joker to mutilate any puppet that failed to amuse him. After all, another Scarface could quickly be built up for him to laugh with, abuse, and then break into pieces. Joker's only regret is that people aren't so easily toyed with and replaced. Or are they? Or are they? I don't know. People... Everybody's unique, but everybody's kind of the same, too. It's a weird sort of paradox being a person. Catwoman and Two-Face, this is something I'd like to know about. As Strange's grip tightened and the gates of Arkham City slammed shut on Gotham's criminals, only 3 were left at large: Two-Face, Catwoman, and Batman. Catwoman sat in her apartment, debating whether to flee when her phone rang. On the other end, the unmistakable voice of Two-Face. "Sorry, kitty cat, but one of us had to go down." Suddenly, tiger guards were at her door. Fleeing, Catwoman fought her way through guard after guard to the safety of a nearby roof. She could only watch as the guards ransacked her apartment until they found her safe. She readied her claws, but a shadowy figure appeared behind her and held a gloved hand over her mouth until she passed out. What? Catwoman came to in the Batmobile as it raced through the streets of Gotham. She angrily told Batman that he should not have gotten involved. Batman told her to give up on her loot and leave town before it was too late. Undeterred, she asked how Batman knew so much about Arkham City. He explained that he had found a secret room in Sharp's office back at Arkham Asylum, filled with detailed plans for the new prison complex. Yes. The super Easter egg of Arkham Asylum. Catwoman thanked him and pressed the emergency eject button on her seat. The Batmobile screeched to a halt, but it was too late. Catwoman had disappeared, and Batman knew exactly where she was headed. Okay. I feel like I know too. I feel like she's got a pretty one-track mind at this point in the story. Two-Face was already in the warden's office in Arkham Asylum, photographing the plans to the secret vault inside Arkham City. As Catwoman burst into the room, Two-Face laughed as he tossed the originals into the fire. Furious, she knocked him to the ground, grabbed the camera, and ran. With seemingly no escape for either of them, and the Tiger Guards alerted and closing in fast, Catwoman was suddenly pulled to safety by Batman, leaving Two-Face to be captured. As Catwoman ascended, she opened the camera to reveal her prize, only to find the memory card had vanished. She looked down on Two-Face, who was showing her the card, before calmly swallowing it. Furious, Catwoman sliced through the line and plummeted to the ground, only to be surrounded by Tiger Guards, arrested, and taken to Arkham City. Okay. It's interesting to see how we all wound up at our starting positions. Because the game does really just sort of like fly right into just action. It's like, okay, Arkham City exists. Here you go, Batman. Some shit's going down. Get in there. Take care of it. Tigers in the City. What is this? Yeah, we read about that. Fuck off. Whatever. Vicky Vale. I didn't read about this. When Vicky Vale first interviewed Quincy Sharp just days after the events at Arkham Asylum, she felt something was wrong. Sharp's later appearance on the Gotham Nightliner show that she co-hosts confirmed her suspicions. Convinced that Sharp was not the hero he made himself out to be, Vale pressed him for answers and he became confused, struggling with the facts. Well, yeah, his mind is a goddamn soup. There's nothing in there. There's no solid brains. He's a psycho man. As she moved in for the journalist kill, she was shocked when Sharp suddenly regained his composure, answering all her questions with authority. It was as if he suddenly spoke with someone else's voice. Whatever was going on, Vale became even more determined to uncover the truth. Yeah, I'd still be suspicious as well. That's not normal behavior. Wonder City. Okay. Over a century ago, the mysterious Ra's al Ghul arrived in Gotham City and met with the Gotham Elders. Even then, Gotham was a crime-ridden, lawless place. Ra's promised a brighter future for all in exchange for a deed to the north end of the city. The Gothamites laughed at this strange man until he produced more gold than they had ever seen. The deed in hand, Ra's began construction of a new city, a utopian vision powered by clean, free energy. With no crime, the future would be bright, and as the last brick was laid by the slaves he had shipped in from his homeland, Ra's presented the future of Gotham. Wonder City, okay. Really? This happened over a century ago. And he had somehow access to clean, free energy with which he could build a city on the backs of slaves. This is crazy. Mechanical guardians watched over the population of Wonder City, while behind the scenes, lawbreakers were removed and executed. Wonder Tower stood above it all, a monument to prosperity, but for Ra's, the real reason for choosing this location was simple. Beneath the streets, he had located a chemical source that he called Lazarus. In small doses, it would rejuvenate a person, but Ra's believed that with enough power, the Lazarus could be supercharged to defeat any ailment, even death itself. Unknown to all but Ra's and his engineers, Wonder Tower was actually a giant lightning rod. When the time was right, he would test his theory. Okay. We got to see that in action back when we beat his ass. Wonder City continued to operate for months before the effect of prolonged exposure to the Lazarus chemical became clear. It was driving the city's inhabitants insane. When Ra's al Ghul failed to act, the newly formed Gotham City Hall did. Wonder City was declared a public health hazard and quarantined. Troops dragged the screaming citizens out of their homes straight to Arkham Asylum. Ra's al Ghul disappeared. As Gotham reached into the sky, Jesus Whiz, Granny Goobermeister. As Gotham reached into the sky, new neighborhoods were built over Wonder City until the site was all but forgotten. Some years later, Ra's returned in need of his old Lazarus pit. As his forces began the mining process, the streets above collapsed, but Ra's forced them to keep digging. Gotcha. Oh no, the payphone killer. At first it was just missing people, last seen near payphones, but then the bodies started to appear, mutilated and posed. Stories of a payphone killer spread fast. As the sound of ringing phones haunted the streets, Mr. Zsasz smiled. Hiding in a lair he'd purchased from the broker, he'd monitored an array of surveillance cameras pointed at each payphone in Arkham City. As each victim answered his call, he acted fast, following them, tracking their movements, and then, when the time was right, killing them. It was perfect. He knew one day he would see Batman holding that phone, and then he would be able to carve his final mark. What is it about Batman that lends to the finality of all this killing that he does? What is it? I don't understand. It doesn't matter. I do believe that I have learned everything there is to learn from the Bat computer there, and I've unlocked all upgrades. I've completed all Riddler challenge. I've done everything there is to do. We are done. We've learned all the things. Arkham City is no more. It exists as a bunch of stupid files in the Bat computer, which you can access yourself at any time by watching this video. Let's step outside. We'll get a look at Arkham City one last time. Try and get a decent look. This is basically where we started the game, too.
Is Poison Ivy really in here?
Yeah, she's in here somewhere, guy. There's the building, Ace Chemicals, the first building we scaled. Here's the courthouse, had our first big fights in the courthouse. How great. Well, that's not it for Arkham City. Let's play. We've got probably a couple more videos left worth of DLC content. I spoke of it, I think, in the previous episode, so look forward to that, I guess, in the next one, and until then, I have been Foggy Senor. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Ciao now.